All right, let's get into it. Today we're diving into a really powerful and honestly pretty heartbreaking fairy tale from Oscar Wilde called The Nightingale and the Rose. It's this incredible story about what love can cost and the tragedy of a sacrifice that, in the end, just gets completely overlooked.
So, the story throws us right into the middle of this huge problem with this one quote. We've got this young student, and he is just absolutely beside himself. Why? Because he believes his entire happiness, literally everything, hangs on finding a single red rose for the woman he's in love with. If he can't get it, she won't dance with him at the prince's ball. Talk about high stakes, right?
Yeah, so that's his whole world right now. He is just completely consumed by what he thinks is true love. And because he can't find this one rose, his entire life feels, as he puts it, wretched. For him, this flower isn't just a flower. It's the key to his entire future. But here's the thing. Someone's listening. Up in an oak tree, a nightingale hears every word. And while all the other little creatures in the garden, like this cynical lizard, are basically rolling their eyes thinking he's being ridiculous, she's different. She is just completely moved by it all. She sees his passion, his sorrow, and she thinks to herself, wow, I've finally found a true lover. And this quote right here, it tells you everything you need to know about the nightingale's point of view. For her, love is this huge, beautiful ideal. It's something you can't put a price on, way more valuable than emeralds or opals or any of that stuff. And now that she's seen what she thinks is the real deal, she just feels like she has to do something about it. And so, with this incredibly romantic idea in her head, she basically makes his mission her mission. She takes off, flying all over the garden in this desperate search, totally determined to find that red rose and make him happy. But of course, it's not that easy. Her search is just one disappointment after another. The first tree she goes to, only white roses. The second one, nope, just yellow. Finally, she gets to the rose tree right under the student's window, the one that should have red roses. But it's a dead end. The winter's been too harsh. Its veins are chilled, and it just can't make a flower bloom. Okay, and this is where the story gets really, really dark. The nightingale is desperate. She begs the tree, isn't there any way at all to get a red rose? And the rose tree says, well, there is one way, but it's absolutely terrible. The price is just horrifying. The nightingale has to literally create the rose herself. She has to sing to it all night long in the moonlight while pressing her chest against a sharp thorn. She has to sing and press until that thorn pierces her heart and her own life's blood flows into the tree's veins to dye the rose red. It's just brutal. So she's faced with this impossible choice, right? And she doesn't really hesitate. She gets it. She says, death is a great price to pay. But in her mind, love, with a capital L, is just so much bigger than life. And here's the really tragic part. She decides her own life, her own heart, is nothing compared to the heart of a man. It's a heartbreaking calculation. And you want to talk about tragic irony? This is it. As she's getting ready to die for him, she sings one last beautiful song. And the student, he hears it, but he doesn't feel it. He literally pulls out a notebook and starts critiquing it. He's like, it's got style, but I don't think she means it, and complains that it's not practical. He is just completely, utterly clueless. So, she does it. Her sacrifice creates this absolutely perfect crimson red rose, literally born from her own blood. But this incredible gift, it's about to be completely and totally misunderstood. Because when the student wakes up and sees this rose, you'd think he'd be amazed, right? But no, there's no sense of wonder, no feeling that a miracle happened. He just sees it as a wonderful piece of luck. His immediate thought isn't about love or beauty, it's academic. He's already thinking about what long Latin name it must have. So he grabs the rose, runs off to the professor's daughter, and gives her this priceless gift. And this is where we get the most painful gut punch in the whole story. Because the girl he's pinning all his hopes on, she's nothing like the nightingale. She is cold, practical, and a total materialist. And I mean, she doesn't even hesitate. She just shoots him down, tells him it won't match her dress, and then drops the real bomb. Some other guy, the Chamberlain's nephew, sent her actual jewels. And as she says, everybody knows that jewels cost far more than flowers. Ouch! Just like that, the rose and the student are tossed aside for a shinier, more expensive offer. So now the student is furious.
His whole romantic worldview just shatters in an instant. He calls her ungrateful, and in a fit of rage, he throws the rose, that symbol of ultimate sacrifice, the thing the Nightingale died for, he just chucks it right into the street. And it lands in the gutter, where a cartwheel just rolls right over it. Crushed. Gone. Just like that.
And that one moment, that one rejection, it changes everything for him. The passionate, romantic student we met at the beginning, he's gone. In his place is just this bitter cynic. He's just seen that the real world doesn't care about his ideals. So he just walks away and decides, you know what? Love is a silly thing. He calls it impractical, not nearly as useful as logic. He's done with it all. He just goes back to his dusty books, back to philosophy and metaphysics, totally convinced that he's figured it all out.
And that's where Oscar Wilde just leaves us hanging. The Nightingale dies for this incredible ideal of love, an ideal the student only thought he understood and then threw away the second it got a little difficult. So it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What's the bigger tragedy here? A life given for a cause that was never even appreciated? Or the fact that an ideal as big as love can be discarded so easily, crushed in the dirt like it was nothing? It's definitely something to think about.